Welcome to Lesson 1 in Wall Street Excel, an e-course designed to teach future interns and analysts entering Wall Street the most important tools they need to succeed using the most pervasive application on the street, Microsoft Excel. Today we're going to learn about the single most powerful tool in that program and set the foundation for success with the Alt shortcuts. Current analysts I spoke with at almost every major bulge bracket bank have corroborated what I learned while working at Goldman Sachs, that without a doubt, the Alt shortcuts are the most important time-saving aspect of Excel that incoming interns and analysts should know. Once mastered, this skill will not only make you incredibly more efficient as an employee, but can also save you hours and hours on student projects you may be working on right now. Before we begin, please download the Excel file for this exercise. As we go along, I'll ask you to pause the video to practice some of the actions yourself. If you're like me, you need to play around a little before you feel comfortable with it. If you're not, let the video continue and move on. Keep in mind, however, that the cliche "practice makes perfect" holds for all of these exercises. The more you do it, the better you'll be. So enough talking, let's get started. I've opened a new workbook in Excel, as you can see. To activate the Alt shortcuts in Excel 2007 or 2010, all you need to do is press the Alt key and release. At the top of the screen, you'll notice letters have appeared in front of each tab in what we call the ribbon. Should you wish to escape the Alt shortcut mode, just tap Alt again, and the letters on the ribbon will disappear. Again, activate the shortcuts with the Alt key, and then deactivate. As a side note, you'll notice when you press Alt, using the arrow keys no longer moves you around in the workbook cells. Moving around in the workbook cells with the arrow keys, and pressing Alt and the left arrow key now moves me around in the ribbon at the top. Pressing the left arrow key moves me left, and pressing the right arrow key moves me right. Activating the shortcuts again, pressing the Alt key, you'll notice that each letter represents a tab on the ribbon. If we press and release H for the Home tab, you'll notice a whole new set of letters will appear, each representing a different action within the Home tab. For example, FS stands for font size, and FC stands for font color. Should you wish to go back to the tab letters, just press Escape once. As you can see, our tabs, with the letters in front of them, have returned. Pressing Escape once again will make the letters, or hotkeys as they're known, on the ribbon disappear. So Escape. Activate the shortcuts with Alt. Press H to open the Home tab. Press Escape to go back to the Home tab, and Escape again to leave the tabs. Let's look at an example. Because I want to change the font size of a cell for this example, I'll type in the word font size in cell A1. And make sure that my Excel black rectangle is over the cell A1, or that A1 is highlighted. Next, I'll press and release Alt once to activate the hotkeys. Next, I'll press N, which brings up the Insert tab hotkeys, the wrong tab. Since I can't change the font size in this tab, I need to go back. I'll press Escape, which brings me to the hotkeys again. Pressing H, Excel will bring up the Home tab once more. Now we can see the font size box is within the Home tab and has an appropriately labeled FS over it. Typing FS will highlight the number, as you can see. Now we can change the font size however we choose. Typing in 22 and then pressing Enter will double the font size and the hotkeys will disappear. Now press Alt, then H, then FS again. Pressing Escape now, after we've already selected a shortcut, will merely cancel the action out, and we're back in the workbook. Now, this may seem slow and cumbersome at first, but you can easily imagine how much quicker you can become in Excel should you master the Alt shortcuts. By eliminating your dependence on the mouse, you can move many times faster than a mouse-dependent analyst. Compare how long it takes me to change the font size with the mouse, for example, to how long it takes me to change the font size using Alt shortcuts. Using the mouse, I have my font size, I want to change it to 11. Use the mouse, press 11, press Enter. Now with the same action, I'll change it with the keyboard, except quickly this time, using Alt-H-F-S. And the font size is quickly changed. The difference lies in having to switch back and forth between the mouse and keyboard. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. As the task grows bigger and more complex, the time savings grow exponentially. Finance, with its focus on the analysis of vast quantities of data using many variables, forces entry-level analysts to deal with big and complex data sets time and time again. Master the Alt shortcuts, and you'll be way ahead of the pack. Instead of telling you, I'll show you with some simple, financially relevant examples. I will first teach you 3 of the most common Alt shortcuts in finance, and afterwards I'll model them at full speed so you can see just how much they can improve your skill and efficiency on the job. But first, in the accompanying Excel spreadsheet, play around with the Alt shortcuts until you feel familiar with how they work. Try changing the font size and then the font of the text in cell A1 for practice.